Welcome back to the Vi Media channel, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Eric Brown. I am the president of Vi Media and partner at Mogul Holdings, and we specialize in growing home service companies. Today, we're going to talk about really a full, encompassing digital marketing plan and kind of taking you from step one to step 100, if you will, in a quick video here. We'll try and keep this as concise as possible. We have other videos diving deeper into each of these segments, but I really kind of wanted to give just an overlay of how everything works together when it comes to digital marketing. So, of course, the first thing you want to go ahead and do, and we've talked about this multiple times. A couple weeks ago, we had a video where we talked about how to properly set up the Google business profile. But real quick, when you have a local business and you're serving local customers, you want to have a Google business profile set up. It's arguably just as important as a website nowadays to make sure that people are able to find you not only for when they search for your business name, but of course, for those people that are searching for the services and products that your business offers. So you want to set up a Google business profile. You want to make sure that if you don't have an office or anything like that, you have a home, right? You can go to a shared office space. There's shared office spaces in your city, more likely than not, that you can call and ask if they have familiarity with getting businesses approved through video for their Google business profile. And then you can have a professional address that's going to show up on Google, instead of having P.O. boxes that no longer work and other things like that. And of course, instead of having the service area, right, that's set up on the Google business profile, make sure it's set up correctly with the main categories, subcategories, and all of the services and products that you offer. And also, what you want to go ahead and do is build out business citations, business listings, business directories are what they're called. They use all the variety of those words. What we do for to build out directories for our clients, one program we use is Bright Local. You guys can go ahead and use that as well to build out citations. And we go ahead, that's one of the programs that we use to go ahead and do that. The reason that we build out citations is now, say you have a website, right? Say you have a Google business profile, you build out these 100 plus citations, BBB, Yelp, Apple Maps, MapQuest, things like that. And there's a ton of other ones, Hot Frog, Cyclex, and things like that. A lot of the time, 99% of them, you don't build them out for someone to land on those, Cyclex and search for whatever company you are. The reason you build them out is just building trust and authority with Google. Therefore, when someone is searching on Google for what you do, Google sees that, hey, they have all of these citations built out. It's all backlinking back to, the website. It's relaying the same information, business name, address, and phone number that, the Google business profile and, of course, the website is as well. So it helps you show up in search. Then, of course, the website, right? You want to make sure you have a website. If you're a new business, look at exact match domain, meaning the primary keyword that people are going to find you for. See if you can get that keyword in your city, right? So if you're a roofing company here in St. Louis, obviously you can look and see if Roofing Company St. Louis or something along those lines is available for you. And the reason that's going to help is essentially just a head start. It's a cheat code with Google. When you have your main keyword in your actual URL of your business name, Google picks up on that, of course, and allows you to really start getting impressions and leads and keyword rankings a lot quicker than if you were to just, go and buy abcroofing.com, right? So looking at exact match domain, make sure you have pages for all of your main services on your website as well. So if it's an HVAC company, maybe it's a little bit time consuming or a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, it's going to help when you have pages built out for all of the services you offer, right? If it's HVAC repair, if it's heating repair, if it's AC repair, if it's AC installation, if it's heater installation, right? There's people searching for all of those different keywords. So what you want to do, if you can, do some keyword research and see if it makes sense for you to build out those different pages if there's enough search volume in the area that you service for it to make sense to spend the time and money, to build out that page on your website. The reason that it helps, as long as you are creating actual good content on that page, of course, is now you have what's called, your URL, right? So you have abcroofing.com / services / roof repair. That way, when someone looks up roof repair, you have a page built out for it. You have content on the page built out for roof repair. You have, your header tag built out properly for roof repair. And that way, then, if someone looks up roof repair, you have a page on your website, you have all these directories built out, your Google business profile talking about roof repair. You're a lot more likely to show up over your competitors that don't have this stuff built out. You want to set up analytics, of course. So Google Search Console, Google Analytics. That's going to allow you to be able to see how well your business is doing online, where leads are coming from, how your website is ranking, how many impressions you're getting, and then of course a trend line. Are we going up on a monthly basis? Are we going down? Being able to see if the work that you're doing is actually working or not, and if not, what is the issue? And then, of course, making sure that you have Pixel set up from Meta. That way, if you ever do run or are running social ads, that you're able to track and properly analyze all of that data in there. Of course, if you ever spend money on marketing, which even paying for a website, paying for whatever, Google Business Profile, whatever have you, you want to make sure that you're able to properly track and measure all of that data. So not only do you want to have analytics set up, one big thing, obviously, is to set up a CRM, right? Not only can you properly track and measure where all of your leads are coming from if you have a CRM set up properly and analytics set up properly on the marketing side, then you're able to see, where are closed deals actually coming from? Am I closing a lot of deals from referrals? Am I closing a lot of deals from social media? Am I closing a lot of deals from X, Y, and Z? And then if it's the case where I'm spending a lot of money on this platform and, we're getting leads, but for some reason or another, we're not converting, it's not getting in front of the right people, whatever the case, not in front of the right location, right? Then you can track that, look back at your marketing and see, hey, this is working, this isn't working. So making sure you have a CRM set up. Now that CRM is not only useful for, marketing and tracking marketing, but of course useful for your business. And one thing a lot of good CRMs now have the availability to do is essentially a newsletter and being able to send out automated emails, of course, to your clients, your past clients, and things like that. It's a great way to stay in touch with people, even if, your emails are only being opened, 3 to 5% of the time. If you have an email list of, 1,000 plus people and you keep building it, people are seeing that, which is good. And obviously they've already used you. If they're paying attention to their emails, obviously they probably, like you. They've probably referred. It makes it easier for them to refer you, and it makes it easier for you to stay top of mind if they ever do need to use you again, of course. And it's really something that at the end of the day, it may be a little bit of a headache to set up at first, but setting up automated emails to your clients in some sort of way to, update them on maybe even new projects, new offers, new services that you're talking about, having you stay top of mind is nice, right? And then, of course, on top of that, what you have is after you have really your foundation of your business set up, right? You have your local SEO, your Google Business Profile, you have your website, you have your analytics, you have your CRM. Well, now at that point, of course, you can actually start spending money on marketing. So one thing I will say is that, if you're a new business, Google Ads may be a little bit more expensive because you do have to put money into the ad account, of course. So you have to spend money on Google. And realistically, depending on the industry, if you're in an industry that's highly competitive, more likely than not, unless you know a ton about marketing, you probably want to get someone that has a track record of being, of proven being successful in that industry, because it's very easy to waste money on Google. But if you do it correctly, you can start generating leads pretty much immediately, right? Obviously, at first, it takes time to scale a campaign. It takes time to really get your campaign to where you want it to be in terms of conversion rate, cost per lead, things like that. But, after you build out that campaign, you turn it on, you should start getting leads, essentially immediately. Maybe not the first, couple hours, or maybe not even the first 24 or 48 hours. But unlike social, right, for a lot of home service companies or local service companies where social is probably not going to get you a return on investment or leads immediately, Google Ads can. Now, the same thing really goes for SEO. I put SEO and social kind of in a category of building your brand and really it being a long-term strategy, right? Again, with highly competitive industries, and really that goes for most home service companies because a lot of home service companies just spend a lot of money on SEO, on Google Ads. So it's a competitive industry because, of course, you have a lot of their marketing companies wanting to, of course, provide that service for them. Um, but what you want to know going into SEO and social is it's a long-term strategy. It's not something like you're going to, build out a couple pages or get a couple backlinks and all of a sudden you're ranking number one, right? That's a red flag in the SEO industry. Number one is guaranteeing that you can get, top results and also saying, hey, I'm going to get you to, number one spot in 30 to 60 days, right? Anyone offering that, it's not worth it, because more likely than not, you're going to get burned. Because if they were offering that, and you'd have a lot of people using them. I'll put it that way. So you have long-term strategy with SEO. Really, with SEO, it's going to be building out, of course, content on your site. So making sure, again, you have, service pages, you can have sub-service pages, you can have pages individually built out for all the townships that are in your city. But the biggest thing is you cannot have duplicate content on your site. So you want to make sure that you're writing different content on every single one of these pages. You want to make sure you're interlinking the pages on the website. You want to make sure after that you can start building out blogs, content strategy, start writing about what people maybe are searching for indirectly that can lead them, to, of course, your client and who you're working for, right? And then you have social. The big thing I'll say with social is obviously you can follow trends and create content like that in order to get in front of a lot of people. But the big thing with social, I'll just say, is be authentic, be transparent, and create engaging and good content, and really just talk about what right? Like I'm doing right now. Talk about what talk about why, maybe not why someone would eventually use you, but why someone should use you, and they should use you because you're an expert, because you've done this a bunch of times and you've done good work. Well, let's showcase your experience. Let's showcase your intelligence in the field and why someone should use you over the competitor that's down the street, right? And the main way that really we can do that is, of course, SEO and things like that. But the best way to show really the difference is to get in front of a camera, or, and really show your work. And you don't have to do this with a professional videographer or anything like that, or even with a marketing company. Have a worker or hold the phone up yourself and, take a video of, the project that you're working on, or an issue that you're going through, or an issue with the client, or whatever have you, right? There's a lot of content that you can make. And that's how you could start to get a following, right? If, and you don't even have to run ads. If you want, you can boost posts, put 10, $20 behind a post, to get in front of your audience. If if you find that worthwhile, I would test it to see if that is something that ends up working out. But create engaging content, right? Is what happens is maybe, you don't get a ton of leads at first, but what ends up happening is over time, right? Say you invest in social media, or even, let's just say, TV or radio or things like that, right? Which usually I don't recommend, but it has worked in some industries that we've worked in. But what I will say is that with social, what it does is it brings down the cost of ads if you're running Google Ads. Because, of course, if someone is like, they've been seeing your ads, you're a plumbing company or whatever, they've been seeing your ads, they know your brand, but for some reason they have an issue, they have a plumbing leak, or the roof is leaking. They go to Google real quick, they search roof repair, and they're like, oh shit, that's right. Of course, this person, there's 3 people running ads, or there's Google Guaranteed or whatever have you. They only see the one company that they recognize as the one that they've been, seeing on social, right? So they're more likely to click on that. And then, of course, a lot more likely to turn into a client and convert. So we know with companies that have spent a lot on branding that they're paying a lot less per lead on the ad side on Google. And then, of course, at the end of the day, it's going to help with, traffic just going to the website in general, too. But really, from a standpoint of SEO and things like that, if you're SEOing well, right, and someone is searching for what you do, they've been seeing your business online, they're, of course, more likely to use you. And then you got Google Ads, right? What I talked about a little bit before, just you want to make sure, and maybe even Google Ads isn't something you need forever, but at the start of your business, of course, you want to be able to take over market share. People don't necessarily know about you, so you need to be able to get in front of people that, are searching for you, or searching for what you do, but not searching for you. And you want to make sure that people are finding you and start to know, of course, that you're in that area. And from then on out, obviously you can continue spending money on these platforms, but the biggest thing is once you get to spending money on ads, spending money on SEO, spending money on social, you want to make sure that, again, that you're tracking everything. So make sure that if you're using a marketing company, number one, that you have access to all of your data, that you own your data, that you own your website, that you own your ad account, all of that good stuff. But of course, that you actually are seeing the data, that you're aware of what's going on in your account, that you're aware of the work that's being done, and you're aware of how well your marketing is doing. Not only just your marketing, but each individual marketing channel is doing, right? From from ads, from SEO, from social. Not only that, from the different campaigns that you have running in those platforms, right? So Google Ads, you're a roofing company. Well, say a storm rolls through, you have a roofing campaign built out just for storm damage, right? Just for roof repair, right? You can turn that on, if you have that properly built out, right? So you want to make sure that not only are you tracking it from a standpoint of where did they come from, but also a standpoint of, granularly, what campaign did they actually come from as well. So I hope you guys all learned something. Please like, review, subscribe. As always, we release videos at least once a week. This is a Marketing Monday episode. This comes out absolutely every single Monday. So please share with a friend, share with a colleague, share with a business owner if you found this useful, and tune in again. We appreciate your support. Thank you.